Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Putri Oktaviani. I'm from International Class of Economic Education in Universitas Negeri Padang. And now I will explain the material about regional planning. Yes, planning. Talking about planning. Planning is a determination of the steps used to achieve certain goals that are carried out so that achievement of goals does not counter problems. And if a problem is found, the solution can be anticipated. And that is definition of planning. How about a regional planning? Because planning is about a regional or um like in one a country, a regional, city, and others. And now is regional planning. If planning is determination of steps used to achieve certain goals, and regional planning is determination of the steps used to achieve certain goals that are carried out so that the achievement of goals does not counter. And also the problems. And if a problem is found, the solution can be anticipated. And that is the definition of planning and regional planning. And from now, you can understand again, guys, that what is planning and what is regional planning. Okay, that is goals. Actually, goals of planning and regional planning is to increase the is to increase development in a country. And then next we will talking about area development. If we talking about regionals, also related with area development, because we need area to development a country or a regional, a city or regional, or to development country, city, district, and others. Nah, and regional development is a development effort in an administrative area or certain region in order to achieve people's prosperity through optimal, efficient, synergistic, and sustainable use of opportunities and resource utilization to drive income economic activities, conclusive climate for protection and provisions, facilities and infrastructure. And now, what is purpose of regional planning? Creating a safe, comfortable, efficient, sustainable life to realize human welfare. And next is factors in regional planning. What is factors in regional planning? That's what happened. That happened of regional planning also have factors. Now, and first factors is the potential in each region is different. Differences in potential cause the need for different planning. The potential of the area must be used as much as possible for the welfare of the people. Next, technological developments are very vast, affecting changes in human life. And then there is a past planning error, so it can't be changed or repaired again. And now to regional planning, have techniques or prediction techniques in regional planning. How regional planning can be happen. Also, we have prediction for that. We also have regional and techniques and prediction techniques, so regional planning can be happen. Okay, first is trend prediction technique. Trend prediction techniques can be used to predict market prices and stock prices better. With trend predictions, you can study in-depth market prices and stock prices so that both are increasing popular in the market. The models used in trend prediction are deep learning-based models and comprehensive customization with various mentioned features, and prediction are carried out comprehensively because the planning process starts from before processing market and stock using existing data. And second, cause and effect prediction techniques. The techniques of prediction cause and effect relationship in a research is experiencing several problems and challenges both now and in the future. However, when analyzed, these techniques can provide solutions to existing problems and challenges because problems and challenges can be identified so that solution can be found. This cause and effect relationship will raise several possibilities in the future. And cause and effect is also influenced by the way a person or researchers thinks. And then is moving average techniques. Moving average is one of the most widely used and efficient indicators actually for technical analysis. Traders of all levels determine long-term trends. Using this tool, we'll cover how to define a trend, how to apply these indicators to see at support and resistance levels, and how to use it as a trade entry and exit signal. And next is a four techniques. Technique number 4 is decomposition prediction techniques. Decomposition methods, or often also called the time series method, is one of the forecasting methods based on the fact that usually what has happened will repeat or reoccur with the same pattern. In order to achieve a high compression rate for medical image, we use a predical wavelet-based compression scheme, medical compression wavelet for prediction method. And we are talking about, and we're talking about and moving average. We know about moving average. I get from title from the article in journal, forecasting and trading call evolves using the seasonal moving average method. Moving average is one of the most widely used and inefficient indicators for technical analysis. Traders of all levels determine long-term trends using this tool. Will cover how to define a trend, how to apply this indicator to see support and resistance level, and how to use it as right at entry and exit signal. Having evaluated the impact of the range of the seasonal moving average, the best performing single-hexagon and hybrid methods are compared for each time series. The best hexagon and hybrid method is selected in sample minimizing in the MAE. Results are shown. Figures read in this SMA, and for the UK bank series, the range of moving average. A hybrid method is introduced, which first models the original arrivals series using the seasonal moving average method and combines the resulting forecast with residual forecast using a linear autoregressive or an exponential smoothing method occurs all wait times. For the Bank of Israel, it outperforms seasonal ARIMA in the medium to long term. In almost all cases, in the MLP, adjustment leads to an improvement over the seasonal moving average. The gains in forecasting accuracy turn out to be exceptional, particularly for the US and UK series, and which has had significantly more observation and higher volumes. Comparing the approaches across these three sets also ensure robust evaluation across increasing frequencies and comparing and volumes. Comparing the approach across these three sets also encourage robust evaluation across increasing frequencies from 5-minute observation to half hours and hours building and result in average method. And we back with decomposition for prediction techniques. Talking about decomposition, the decomposition method, or often also called the time series method, is one of forecasting methods based on the fact that usually what has happened will repeat or reoccur with the same pattern. In order to achieve a high compressions for medical image, we use a prediction wavelet based compression scheme, medical image compression wavelet for prediction method. And I get from the article the title is medical image composition using wavelet decomposition for prediction method. And talking about decomposition prediction techniques, the decomposition methods are often also one forecasting method based on the fact that usually what was happened will repeat and reoccur with the same pattern. In order to achieve a high compression rate for medical image, we use a prediction wavelet based on compression scheme. Medical image compression wavelet for prediction method. This scheme use wavelet correlations, correlation coefficient analysis like with WCAP, but at simplicity and accuracy by excluding the requirements for selecting basis functions and quantizing prediction errors in the coarse band. A simple graph method for selection variables is introduced. The schematic block diagram shown in figure 1 and consists of 6 main steps, including image coefficients, wavelet correlation, equation analysis development for each subbab, and predictor selection variables using graphs, arithmetic coding, and reconstruction of the original image. The next part of this paper is read as a below part covers lifting word and transformation similar of image, prediction selection variable in part 3, experiments results, and discussions in part 4, and inclusion in the last part. And correlation coefficient based on variance and covariance. Covariance is always a measure between two matrices or dimensions, whereas variance is size for the dimension itself. The formulas for variance and covariance are as follows. In the proposed MIC with WDPN approach, the compression rate has been increased by exploiting the axis between the wavelet coefficient. A new method, namely the coefficient graph method, is used to avoid the problems of alkalinity, which is the main contribution of this method, compared and proposed achieve to highest compression rate. And next is we're talking about ARMA prediction techniques. The ARMA model is a combination of autoregressive model and the moving average model. The ARMA method is also often referred to as the box Jenkins method because it was developed by George and Gilly and 5 IRMA prediction techniques. The ARMA model is a combination of the autoregressive AR model and the moving average model. The ARMA method is also a very revert to as the Bock-Jenkins method because it was developed by George Bock and William Jenkins in 1976. And then and talking about ARMA, we also know about that is also talking about ARMA. Wait a minute, and yeah. And talking about ARMA, the RMAA model is a combination of the autoregressive model and the moving average model. And the RMA method is also often referred to as the Bock-Jenkins method because it was developed by George Bock and William Jenkins in 1976. The RMA model can be written as follows. And you can see, guys, in these pictures. And also the RMA model can also be simplified using the backshift operator, using the following BYT. And so the ARMA model can also be simplified using the backshift operator, using the following BYT equals YT minus 1. So the IRMA model can be expressed as follows. And it is using the backshift operator. Using the decisional IRMA model is representational and a state decisional MA. The following is an example of using the backshift operator in a seasonal autoregressive model of period. So a seasonal first AR model with a period of 6 can be expressed. And second are two seasonal model with period as can be expressed, and you can see in this screen. And also in addition, there are examples of using the backshift operator in the seasonal moving average model for the period as key level or MA. As follows, the seasonal 1 MA model with a period of 12 can be expressed. And the variable value at the times and the variable value also forever at times, and this is the symbol. Because of that, according to Enzin Hidayah in estimation theory, one of the popular approach in the Bayesian statistical approach, Bayesian statistica not only use samples data from the population, but also use a prior distribution for each parameter. On the other hand, the Bayesian statistical approach assumes that the parameter has a prior distribution. By combining this information, the sample data is used to calculate the likelihood and prior distribution of the parameters, so that the posterior distribution for each parameters can be determined. The parameter estimates can be derived from the posterior. And Bayesian theory includes a way to predict parameters using the posterior distribution directly, and by combining this with the RIMI, the series. the uh, series metric because only one variable column vector from which contains the value and the magnitude error. And according to Mutiarani, exactly like perfect function with the last square method, the estimation variance parameter can be estimated with the average revenuing square as follows and conjugate prior distribution. A conjugate prior is a prior which, when combined with the likelihood function, will produce a posterior with the same distribution as the prior distribution. In this case, the inverse gamma distribution can be expressed by the following equation. In the inverse gamma distribution, the notation alpha represents shape and D represents rate, or can also be expressed from initial information or independently determined subjective. In addition, a further conditional prior is normally distributed, which is denoted then and has the conditional prior density posterior distribution to express the posterior distribution based the theorem is used, which can be as follows: stress and like prior. And next, that is ARMI prediction techniques. And then last, we're talking about Harold Domar economic growth prediction techniques. The neoclassical growth theory predicts the relationship between the levels of national economic development and development disparities between regions. This hypothesis became known as the neoclassical hypothesis. And in the neoclassical hypothesis, development inequality at the beginning of the process tends to increase. And we're back with and economic growth is an indicator on success of developing country or region. Therefore, every country or region seeks to pursue higher economic growth. The higher economic growth is a process of increasing aggregate income, which implies per capita income if divided by the population of the country. For per capita income disparities between regions, the neoclassical growth theory predicts the relationship between the levels of national economic development and development disparities between regions. This hypothesis became known as the neoclassical hypothesis. In the neoclassical hypothesis, development inequality at the which it peaks, and after that, if the development process continue, then the development inequality inequality will gradually decrease. In other words, inequality in developing countries is relatively higher, whereas in developed countries, the inequality is relatively lower. Todaro and Smith show the development inequality as inverted U-shaped coordinate curves. In neoclassical theory, per capita income growth has a negative relationship between with the initial per capita income level. And we back and also we're talking about in doing development planning. And also in development planning, we can use several prediction techniques regarding their planning will be carried out. There's 6 prediction I thought before, like prediction techniques that can be used like from trend prediction techniques, cause and effect prediction techniques, moving average technique, the composition prediction technique, ARM prediction techniques, and the last is Harold Domar economic prediction techniques. And that I think that's all about my presentation talking about development planning. As we know, we can know in development planning, because we can know why So the 6 techniques predictions from these factors become a prediction how to come into development in this regional planning development. And also the area in the development is a development effort in an administrative area or certain region in order to achieve people's prosperity through optimal, efficient, synergistic, and sustainable using of opportunities and resource utilization to drive income economic activities, conducive climate for protection and provisions, facilities, and infrastructure. And the purpose about a regional planning is creating safe, comfortable, efficient, sustainable life to realize human welfare. And because of that, these factors, and from these factors, there are 5 factors in regional planning. Like the potential in each region is different, differences in the potential cause the need for different planning. The potential of the area must be used as much as possible for the welfare of the people. Technological developments are very fast, affecting changes in human life. There is a past planning error, so it cannot be changed or repaired again. Yeah, and from these factors, there are prediction techniques. First, trend prediction techniques. This is the first techniques. And the second is cause and effect prediction techniques. And third, moving average technique. 4, decomposition prediction techniques. 5, ARMA prediction techniques. And the last is Harad-Domar economic prediction techniques. So from the techniques, we can depend on area development. What is characteristic in area will we develop? What the character area? Because every area have different techniques or different things. Also, because of that, we also now know about what is where our area, what is the characteristic with this area will our develop. And because of that, determination of the step used to achieve certain goals that are carried out so that the achievement of goals does not encounter problems. And if a problem is found, the solution can be anticipated. And maybe that's all my explanations about regional planning. Thanks for your attention, guys. I hope from my explanations about prediction techniques in regional planning and also about regional plannings you can be understand and know. So thanks for your attention. I hope for my explanation you can know and add your knowledge about this, about regional planning, because we know regional planning is important thing. We must study, we must learn to learn. And that's all about my explanations. Thanks for your attention, guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.